In this video, I'm going to show you 3 different types of practices you can perform on the driving range so that you maximize your time on the range and get the most quality reps out of your practice sessions. This way we're not blindly practicing, just hitting ball after ball with no purpose, and we're not really getting better on the driving range. So here's the 3 types of practices that you can mix into your routine, and you can mix them up trying different types of practices each time you go to the range to hit a bucket of balls. All right, so the first type of practice we want to work on the driving range is the alternating shot. So if we think about out on the golf course, we go to the first tee box and we tee a golf ball up with our driver and we smash driver down the middle. Then next we're going to go to our golf bag and we're going to be hitting from the fairway with an iron to the green. So why not simulate this on the driving range as well? So on the driving range, pretend you're playing 18 holes. So first we're going to play a par 4. Let's just give it a random number, 400 yards. So let's go ahead and swing driver first, hit our drive, and if we hit it down the middle of the fairway, let's give ourselves a rough distance of how far we normally hit. So if I normally hit my drives 280 and I'm playing a par 4, then I'm gonna have 120 yards left on this 400 yard par 4. So now I'm gonna go over to my golf bag. I'm gonna find my 120 yard club, which in this case would be my gap wedge. So I'll grab my gap wedge out of my bag. Now we're gonna simulate like we're hitting to a green. So if there's a green on the driving range that's about 100 yards or close to 120 yards, whatever the distance you're trying to hit to, then I'm gonna go ahead and aim at that green, and I'm gonna try to hit my 120 yard club with a full swing. So let's just say for simulation purposes, the green on the driving range is only 100 yards. Well, in this case, I wanna aim up at that 100 yard green. I'm gonna swing my 120 yard club like normal, full swing, and I would expect it to end up landing about 20 yards beyond that green. Mathematically wise, just try to be as accurate as you can, aiming at targets as close as you can to what you would have left if you're playing a simulation. So after I hit that 120 yard shot and I judge my results, if it stayed pretty straight, maybe I give myself a par and we move on to hole number 2. So hole number 2, we're gonna grab driver again. This time we might simulate it like it's a par 5. So we're gonna play a 520 yard par 5. So I'm gonna go ahead and tee my golf ball back up. We're gonna smash driver. If we hit a good straight drive, maybe we give ourselves 280 again. Now I've got 240 yards left to get to the green. So now I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my 3-wood and simulate like I would on a par 5. We're gonna go ahead and hit 3-wood. And again, we're judging how straight we're hitting our shots based on what kind of distance we're giving ourselves in our simulation. So if I don't hit the best 3-wood, then I might only give myself, 180 yards or 220 yards, depending on how far I thought I actually hit it. Now, when we hit on the driving range, we have different targets out there that kind of give us an idea as well of how far we're hitting. So again, you can get technical and judge how far you hit based on those different targets. But for me, I'm just kind of playing a game, going off feel, more just working on trying to hit 2 good shots in a row. So hit driver, then I hit wood. Now if I feel like I'm up there within 30 yards of the green, maybe I'll go over to my bag and I'll pull out my 60-degree wedge. Now I'll try to hit a 30-yard wedge shot. So I can look at the targets on the driving range, find if there's a target that's around 25 to 40 yards that I can aim at, and I can try to hit a wedge at that target to simulate that 3rd shot. So this is called alternating shots. It's just simulating a golf round. You're just playing a fake golf round on the driving range, and you're picking targets out on the driving range to aim at and hit towards, just like you do on the golf course. So for drives, try to find a fairway, an imaginary fairway. So maybe you're looking down the driving range and you see that there's a couple different flag sticks out there that are maybe 30 yards apart from each other. Try to stay between those 2 flag sticks so that you're in the fairway. If you go outside of those 2 flag sticks to the left or to the right, then that's gonna be a missed fairway. So try to record after 18 holes how many fairways you hit out of 14, and then pretend like you played some par 3s where you don't always start with driver. Sometimes you start with your iron to tee off with like you're playing a par 3 and go from there. So simulate a round on the driving range doing alternating shots. It's a fun way to use your practice time and get some live, real type of simulated reps that are gonna help you become a better golfer. Another great way to spend time at the golf range, hitting balls, getting maximum production and quality time out of each shot, is to go ahead and work on bulk repetition trying to fix a swing fault. So maybe you're not here today to just hit a bunch of random clubs. Maybe you're here to actually work on your driver for once. So in this case, we're gonna just set up with our driver and we're gonna work on just hitting shot after shot, trying to work on maybe one aspect of our swing. So in this case, maybe I wanna work on my takeaway. So every time I get back here on my takeaway, I stop and pause a minute and I look at where I'm at on my takeaway. Then maybe I continue on going a little higher up and I pause and check myself in my takeaway. And so we can keep working on our takeaway for a little while and then we can start doing some full swings and see if we start hitting that golf ball better. Then maybe next we're gonna start working on our face angle. So if we find ourselves slicing, this means that we've got an open club face. So now we're gonna start working on things that we can shut that club face. So we're gonna change our grip a little bit. Maybe we're gonna work on strengthening that grip on the club so that we can close the face a little easier throughout the swing. Or maybe we're trying to work on our takeaway, getting that club back with a slightly closed face pointing down a little bit towards the ground there. And that's also gonna help keep that face shut so we don't slice as much. So there's different things that we could specifically work on with our driver and go through a whole bucket of balls working on these different swing changes so we can get repetition and start to build muscle memory and start to carve that new sensation, that new swing into becoming a habit. So we start doing it habitually. This is called muscle memory. So at first it might feel weird making these swing changes. Our body's used to our old swing style of how we move our arms, our hands, our body throughout the swing. So as we're making these adjustments, it's gonna feel awkward, it's gonna feel weird at first, but after doing them several repetitions in a row, you're gonna start to build comfort and it's gonna start to become natural and normal and you're gonna build that muscle memory. Another way to work on our driving range practice sessions so that we maximize the time spent and we get the most quality reps out of each shot would be to do what's called the sets of 5. So this is where we would just take 5 golf balls, we'd set them down in sets of 5, and we're gonna start with different clubs in our bag. So I might start with my shortest club, my 60-degree wedge, hit 5 shots with it first, trying to dial in some distance control with this wedge. Then I might move on and grab my next club, which could be my gap wedge. And then I'm gonna work my way through all my different clubs, hitting 5 shots with each, trying to work on distance control with them. Or maybe next time I come, I'm trying to work on shot shaping with each club, trying to hit a draw with a club, then I'm trying to hit a fade with it, then I'm trying to hit one straight, then I try to hit one high, then I try to hit one low. So we can have a purpose for each of those 5 different golf balls that we're hitting. So I could have 5 different shot types that I try to hit with one club, and then I work on the next club. And you go through your whole entire bag, hitting all your different clubs until you get to your driver, and that could be an entire range session. So I call this sets of 5, breaking up the balls into groups of 5, spending 5 shots with one club, and then alternating to the next club, and then the next club, and then the next club, until we work through all the different clubs in our bag. And this can get you warmed up for your golf round and get you some practice hitting different shot types with each of your clubs. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Share this channel with a friend who plays golf. Let's get more people into the game, learning how to play golf. And it'll be more fun for you and your friends if you guys can go out and play better rounds of golf after implementing these different tips in these videos. So I appreciate you being here, giving me some time to watch today's tips and lessons. You can find more about our training programs, our drills, our different practice plans that we have available for golfers to utilize at FoyGolfAcademy.com, which will be linked below in this YouTube video.